right, Nina boy. So I wanted to ask you about this. Now, there's a new guy coming out of the whole West Coast hip hop blog sphere, and his name is King Pill. Now, King Pill has been making some waves out here, and he's been doing a lot of interviews, and he had a very short stay over there at No Jumper. Have you seen anything about King Pill? Like, he's originally from Pomona, I believe, and he's actually from a set called 456. And, he's kind of like their face right now. You know what I mean? And he had a real short, I'm talking about like a 2-episode stay over at No Jumper. There was a back and forth between him and young Aunt Jefe. What do you think about King Pill?
I think Keaton Pill crashed out. I think he let his emotions get ahead of him. But, as far as the music, I think he a dope artist. I don't know how old he is, but anytime you telling some little kids to go slide on their ops first and, promoting the guns and shit, man, you better be in the community saying this is what I do as an artist. I don't mean for y'all to go take another life, man. A lot of these dudes, man, they still glorifying this gangsterism lifestyle until they got to sit down and do 40 years, man. I don't see him not making it in the space. He got a dope personality, right? He know how to work it. But I think he crashed out. He let his emotions get the best of him. And man, that happened when you let somebody, get in your head, man, live rent free.
Yeah, it's a wild situation because he was on the platform, and what initially started a lot of the controversy is he was sitting down with young Aunt Jefe. Young Aunt Jefe is from LA, and King Pill is from a certain side as well, man. It's from a different side. And King Pill had a song where he dissed a certain community that young Aunt Jefe is a member of, or is a part of, I should say, right? So this leads to a little back and forth, which looks a little aggressive on his head, but it didn't have any type of violent end or anything like that. People start to talk about who marked who out. Next thing you know, footage is released of King Pill trying to run down on Adam 22, you know what I'm saying? And Adam 22, basically telling them to get out the office, and then him trashing the office or whatnot, trashing the basketballs and whatnot, right?
Right.
After all that, he ends up on other platforms, kind of just picking right back up where he left. But to you feel like he might have stepped back a little bit, or do you think that he's still going to be on the right trajectory?
Nah, that did some Boosie ass. Like, bro, where was that energy with young Aunt Jefe? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was some Boosie ass, right? I don't feel like, why would you turn up on a non-affiliate who's, not involved with gang culture, but you won't turn up on the dude who questions you about the trade? Man, I don't think Aunt Jefe marked him out, but, I also think that, Adam gaslighted Aunt Jefe about that. Like, they already spoke on that conversation before the cameras came on.
Obviously, yeah.
It was the ratings, and he dangled both of them like puppets. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody go see how foul Adam was, and they ain't gonna call him out because they want the opportunity to be there, right? I think, Aunt Jefe is a cool dude. He give me the Malcolm X vibes, you know what I'm saying, with his political approach. But a dude, versed, articulate, he could speak good, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool. But see, in the content space, man, we don't want to hear all that Liberace shit. We want to know, nigga, is you go bounce back or not? You know what I'm saying? So, I think he got his message approached properly with King Pill, but come on, you knew what he meant by that. You know what I'm saying? It felt like you was trying to show off for Adam. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't seem like somebody that's gonna let something like that slide and not approach it off camera and wait till he do it on camera. Like that, I don't see him as that. I see him approaching like, hey, before we get on this live, bro, what's up with all that you said about the trade? You know what I'm saying? And getting at him like that before we on camera. So it came out that it was already said. And, and it looked bad because King Pill normally got a comeback. You know what I'm saying? He didn't snap back because he thrown off because they spoke on that already. You know what I'm saying? So it just looked bad. But King Pill, that was some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I actually like King Pill, but I'm not going to not say how I see. King Pill, that was some stuff, bro, but you gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Tripping on him and not tripping on Aunt Jefe, bro. You out of line for that. So, just keep it going because he don't only just, make those comedic, jokes on No Jumper. His Instagram, before it got demonetized, he was doing little funny skits and shit. Like, I think he gonna be big if he leave the rapper alone, bro. Focus on the content. Your content is gonna pay you way more than your music career any day of the week. Trust me.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, just talking to rappers, knowing rappers, interviewing rappers, being around rappers, you learn that, man. The content space is just something that just is a better money making opportunity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Unless you get to the top. I'm talking about your top albums in the world. I'm talking about your Eminems, your Jay-Z's, your 50 Cent, the crazy type numbers, Kendrick, Drake, that type stuff. But your average rapper, who might even have a little bit of name value, your average YouTuber, I don't know, your average content creator, be it streaming or whatever, I'll just say, man, if they're successful at the same level, the content creators probably do it better. I don't know. What do you think?
Absolutely, man, because anybody could get on a record and tell a lie about. Do you realize these dudes talking about the guns they got in their cars and what they would do? But we ain't seen these dudes catch a case in about 10 years. You always telling somebody what you go do, and a sucker come on that block, you go blat on her. Come on, like, only time these be beefing is with their baby mamas. These not beefing with in the streets like that, bro. These capping, lying through. These gangbangers barely brush their teeth in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Barely wipe their ass. Coming around here and smell like dookie and but then you want to pose as a killer on these rap songs, and then the podcast, they're fake because they not talking all that y'all talking. And they just be cherry picking and backbiting, gang, like this. Come on, man. Hey, man, most of the time, what you thought they made a real they made y'all? Come on, bro. You could be real in your own way.
No, that's for a fact. Now, you said something that a lot of people have been saying a lot lately. Like, talking about appearance-wise. Like, and I hate to spoil this, but, man, I'm about to drop a clip tomorrow with Snoopy Badass going off on Munchie B and King Pill, which is going to be crazy, man. I might cut this out, but, man, probably leave it in regardless. But
wait, let me say this, man. Let me say this, because me and Snoopy Badass, we go at it. But every blue moon, that nigga jump in my DM and like, yeah, it's on blood when I see you, but I don't wish you no harm, man. I actually like you. All that type of, because I'm a real, but he had never admit that. My thing with Snoopy is, bro, you got to accept what how they opinion is about whatever you go through, bro. Just like you got one about me, I'm cool with that. You ain't knocking no pork chop on my plate. So, do your one too, but it ain't personal. I think Snoopy Badass is going to be on this content game for a long time. Yeah, still you nigga. But keep doing what you're doing, homie. And I'm saying,
nah, go ahead. My bad. I was just going to say he's got that thing that a lot of y'all got, man, that a lot of people in this space got to have, which you got to be fearless, man. You can't be, you can't be what Dewberry say, no weenie dog, man. Pause. But you can't be soft about it. You got, man, you got to be fearless when you're doing content. It's just one of them things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't no hater. I think he got dope content. I just, he do times and people gonna call him out like he called everybody else out. But yeah, go ahead and tell me what you're saying about Snoopy.
But yeah, so he was talking about the fact that, like he was talking about like appearance-wise, like how some people make the B and the P look. And he was talking about, Munchie B specifically. And he was talking about how he's, kind of dirty and dusty. Like, what is the issue with that? Like, what is the, like, I want to get to, because, I mean, I'm a big dude, but I refuse to not leave the crib clean. You know what I'm saying? I refuse to not be fresh. Like, I'm always going to look like $1 million. Whip always going to be glistening, everything. Like, what is with that whole appearance thing with a lot of these new rappers and some of these podcasters where they just look so, I don't know, they look bummed out. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Man, I find it ironic that a nigga could be, he got a blanket on his curtains, as a curtain on his window, but he get on the camera, knowing his teeth we see the butter on the nigga teeth, and you telling somebody how to live life, and it's just crazy, man. Like, yes, clearly we could see who win it, but when it comes to Munchie B and Snoopy Badass, I can't speak on that, but I think Munchie B dressed way flyer than Snoopy Badass with them Swatley Angel Lane sweats on with the fake ass jewelry. Oh, that's any day of the week, man. You know what I'm saying? But I understand what his gripe is with Munchie B. I believe that because I don't think Snoopy Badass is a buster. I think he really approached Munchie B, and Munchie B wasn't on guard that day. He approached him and some went down, and he feel like he can punk Munchie B. But I believe Munchie B will put that boy in a dookie bag and have him rolling around here in a wheelchair if you play with him too. So, you know.
And to be fair, he wasn't just talking about Munchie B. He was talking about King Pill as well. But I ain't want to spoil too much of the clip.
Yeah, nigga, I like King Pill, but that nigga wear the same outfit every day. I'm thinking he's using that as a trend. Man, I'll stay down till I come up type of shit. But
yeah,
nigga, we see you 2 days in a row. We know you didn't watch that shit twice. You know you put that shit right on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I wake up, gotta go to the gas station. I'm gonna put on the same jeans. We all do that shit. But not, nigga, I'm not wearing the same outfit 3, 4, 5 days in a row, bro. It's just bad hygiene. It's a bad image. It looks dirty. It looks dusty. But King Pill a J-Cat. I mean, what can you expect from a J-Cat? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You trying to compare him to you? All right, you got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But, you know, at the same time, man, you know, I think we all judge everybody by appearance. You know, yeah, with a little value of how somebody take care of themselves, whether we want to admit it or not.
No, that's 100% factual. We all do, man. You know what I mean? It's just, man, you would expect, you know, you're going to be on camera. You know what I'm saying? You would just want to be as clean as possible, you know, as fresh as possible. Everything just as nice as possible, you know?
Yeah. But if you want to be clear, man, I'm starting to see that, you know, everybody don't really get it. You know, the most important thing if you're going to be a content creator is your image. You know what I mean? Nobody care about the with the easy Jerry curl no more, and you gonna project yourself as a gangster and all that. The gangster out, bro. Like that is all the way out. That don't mean nothing because you could talk hard and walk hard and commit violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, but can you get these audience to watch you and make some money and pay your bills off this? Because content creators have opened up a space that proves that you can have financial freedom in life. You don't have to work the 9 to 5 and, you know, ask your boss, can you take a break and go take a pee and all that weird people got to do, man. So, you know, it's a game changer.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, well said. All that was well said.